We'll bring Ash in. Jeez, what the hell, bro?
Bro, it weren't me, bruv.
That was you, fam.
It weren't, bruv.
I don't know what that was.
You weren't me, fam. I was.
No,
again,
I don't know what that was.
That was crazy. That was just some OBS settings, fam.
Man,
you never know.
Man said we took a week off and forgot how to do the thing. Jeez, look at that, bro. That's insane.
Bro, the whole thing ended, fam.
Bro, hey, Ash, hit the link, jump back in, bro. Let's continue that one.
And let's finish that one. That's crazy, bro.
That is absolutely insane.
All the shows we've done in our time, bro.
The first time this has happened in what, 3 years?
Yeah. That's not good. Ash,
what's going on, bro?
Big up you, man.
Fam.
Crazy. Don't put a keyboard and mouse in front of KG again. Is it KG who runs the live? Was it?
It wasn't me, cuz.
We both have access, so I'm gonna just say it was KG, fam.
Nah, it's definitely KG. Yes. So what's the parliamentary procedure for this weekend, Trav? Are you supposed to put your phone away and keep it locked in a car or something? Or
my phone is away until Sunday morning, fam.
So you're just writing on whispers during the evening to tell you what's going on.
Listen, that's exactly it. I've already said to the man, if Dillian wins, tell me then.
Tell me.
Yeah. Because then I'm clearing the dance floor and it's just straight contemporary dance,
contemporary dance.
The celebration dance.
Wait a minute though. No, seriously though, Trav. On that day, when you're getting married, do you want me to give you updates? Like, we haven't even spoken about that.
No updates.
So just
result
back like this. That's crazy, bro.
Let me Sunday morning when I wake up, be like 7 a.m. Hopefully before the missus, I'll find the highlights and I'll get up to speed. Just give me that grace.
The way I can't.
Okay.
No, someone said Trev has trained Ravens to keep him informed.
What's annoying about it though is because obviously it's your beautiful day in it, so I won't have that same feeling of getting married. So I'm just missing the action, bro. I'm just missing amazing action, bro. Like it's gonna be and it's gonna be. Do you know what it's gonna be? I bet you this is the fight of the year. And people are going to be on that energy of, you watch your replay.
A fight of the years are never the same on replay, ever.
Yeah, it's so true.
I'll be so stressed.
The only way it'll be okay is if Fury does a herky-jerky thing and bores everyone to tears for 12 rounds, then you'll be all right.
Yeah, facts.
Okay.
If he gives it the herky-jerky win, I'm going to be like, yeah, I could have. I won't even watch all the highlights. I'll watch the compressed highlights. You know, the 8-minute version. That'll be enough for me.
You're such a hater, bro.
KG is very dangerous to be associated with MTK right now. Are you sure you want to be in this bag?
Listen, just want to revoke anything you ever seen. Any MTK. Listen, I'm nowhere near it, fam. Don't know anyone apart of that side. Listen, I just want to be called KG, bro. I revoke any knowledge from.
Wow. Would you even be where you are today?
No, listen, I don't know him, cuz.
What I was going to say on the fight is I think Tony was a bit too biased because if you look at it the other way, Dillian's never faced anyone like Tyson. Dillian has always performed badly against taller fighters. Whack, Helenius, he got wobbled. And Helenius at the time wasn't anybody to really be a credible opponent. Whack, I know who's overweight, but still, an overweight AJ or an overweight Wilder still knocks out Whack.
I think Dillian was proper overweight though.
I know. And then even against AJ, I know AJ got rocked by the hook, but apart from that one moment, he got slapped around in that fight, if we're being real. So his record against taller fighters isn't great. And I don't think he's got the gas tank to be throwing hell to leather for 12 rounds like that. And he needs a knockout, by the way, because we know he ain't getting the points decision. So being active doesn't matter if he doesn't get a KO.
You know
being
what?
active for points will make no difference.
Though. The thing is, go on.
Fury is taggable. Like he obviously people keep saying how slick and elusive he is, bruv. He goes down.
I can see Fury being knocked down. I can see that.
Like if he has the wherewithal to keep it together, who knows, bro? Because if you get two knockdowns in a round, then you're like, oh snap, I've got him. it could get nuts. But that's a big if. That's a big if again.
Yeah. And then also, I know Tyson Fury. I don't believe Tyson Fury's got mad power either. But the facts are, he has a higher percentage KO rate than Dillian. So there's a lot of talk about Dillian KOing Tyson, but it could very easily happen the other way around as well.
What, Tyson KO?
I can see him KOing Dillian late after Dillian being absolutely knackered.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that is a possibility. Can't
No,
even
that's
really
still
say that's not a
dangerous because
possibility.
when we look at the Triple G Murata one, remember when Murata went for Triple G thinking that he emptied the tank, and that's when Triple G landed and just he got him with that shot. It's still dangerous going Tyson Fury game for the knockout, but if he was to knock out Dillian, that's a
statement.
That's a hell of a scalp. All the talk about his record and stuff, it starts to get different. It gets different, 100%.
And make no mistake, if Fury is capable of boxing like Klitschko, I don't believe he is at this point, but if he is, Dillian doesn't touch him. Dillian is losing that UD over 12. Let's say he put a repeat clinic of the Klitschko performance again this Saturday. Dillian is so slow with his feet, he'll never get near him. That's why he overbalances Trav. He's throwing and his feet aren't with him when he's throwing. And he's all over the shop. And he's not it. So if Fury's in that bag, forget about it. It's done.
And that's always been my gripe with Dillian. As much as I do want him to win, and I will be rooting for him this weekend, it's just that balance, bruv. When he throws a shot, like he's all over the place at times, and it just frustrates me because I'm like, you could be so much better if you could just fix that body composition somehow.
He needed a few camps just on footwork, honestly. It's probably too late for that now.
It's too late. We are what we are. But however, again, before that uppercut, and I know this sounds crazy, but before that Povetkin uppercut, Dillian looked good, man. He was really boxing. And yes, Povetkin ain't the same Povetkin that we've known from before. But he just looked that was as good as I've seen Dillian before. He's winning rounds. The jab work was perfect. He met the distance was perfect. Everything was good, and it looked like he really had Povetkin where he wanted him until Povetkin wounded Animal and just he lands the mother of all.
Perfect shot.
Dillian has got an extremely long reach, though. He's nearly as long as Tyson's. His arms are ridiculous. They're like freakishly long. When he flexes, it's like, what the hell?
It's nuts.
His arms are nuts. It's crazy. So that helps. And he's got a chance if Fury is on the Wilder bag. And if he's got the stamina to go through for the whole 12 to get that KO late.
That's the thing, right? I think Fury could potentially come out and maybe do a herky-jerky for a bit, but I think he's starting to like this come-forward style of fighting. Do you know what I mean? These Wilder fights and stuff like that, he's starting to just like, nah, I can knock guys out. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, he's been on the points thing for a while. He don't like being a points guy. There's no way Fury wants to be doing 12 rounds.
If he's on that herky-jerky, no one's watching a Fury fight again. Like that 94K and all the pay-per-view buys. No one's turning up for.
Do we believe it's sold out? Do we believe it's going to be sold out?
It'll be near. It won't be sold out, but it'll be packed enough. There's not going to be like 50K in there. Well, we'll notice it. Maybe there'll be 80 rather than 95, but it's not that deep.
If I see two empty seats next to each other, I'm doing it. I'm taking a picture and I'm doing a whole pod on it. You're a liar.
Just also, I don't know if you noticed in that interview, Dillian. That's what I picked up on straight away. It's very unclear at the minute whether Dillian will do any of the fight week stuff.
Yeah,
they were talking about it a lot. Like, I might just turn up on Saturday morning.
That's right.
So that's still not done.
It's nuts.
So this we'll get a nuts press conference, and that's not confirmed at all yet.
All I want, realistically, like,
they have to go to the weigh-in.
I just want hype at the weigh-in. I want him to shove Fury at the weigh-in.
That's the only thing I'll believe he'll attend. Yeah,
that will complete my whole like projection for how I think you're supposed to do the mind games with Fury. Silence and then shove him. You have to get the best of the exchange physically and then disappear into the fight. Perfect.
Yeah, and then he set up to that. So he's going to be at one because they'll probably just kind of try and do some fake little presser there before the weigh-in. They'll do something. There's no way they're not gonna...
they'll have to corner him in it because they need something to do the buys. Like, I don't know about you, but how's it like KG or any of your casual friends, football friends talking about it? because I don't believe it's really landed like that. Like, oh, it's Fury versus White.
No one cares, bro. Outside of boxing, nobody cares because nothing's happened. Even like literally, it hasn't crossed over into football yet. But then again, this is weird though, because fight week, everything that right now should be the heavyweights. That's all people are talking about, but it's not really there. There's people wanting to have these Errol, and this is a segue.
Yeah, people still want to talk about Conor and Errol. Like,
people want to talk about that. Let's quickly have that conversation though. Errol Crawford, we saw that the UGAS victory on the weekend. How are you seeing it now? Because I know people didn't think that Errol had those bad intentions. They didn't think he could, a lot of people that I speak to have Crawford just winning that, hands down. Well, we're starting to see that. I don't think the crash has got to Errol. I think he's
fine. He's fine.
I think he's fine. I think that guy, he looks like he could go into this and surprise a lot of people.
I agree, but I still have Bud as my guy. You know, when there are people like Bud doesn't feel like Bud can get hurt. Like, I can't imagine Bud being rocked or buzzed, or when Errol was out for a bit, like I feel like he was like unconscious on his feet for a couple of seconds when he leaned against the ropes. Like, I just can't see that happening to Bud. Maybe I'm being delusional, but I still have Bud on that via potentially KO.
It is a touch delusional to think that it couldn't happen to Bud, but I just don't think it will.
Yeah,
I think Bud is going to grow with the fight in the same way that Errol does, but I think he's got more ways to win. Whereas I look at Errol and I'm like, you're not just going to be able to pepper Bud like that. There's no way.
Errol showed us that he has different styles He has different.
Errol's fantastic.
He can change it. Like, that's the part when I used to think that I could never call him soft, but I always thought if it's gonna get serious, he ain't gonna want to travel that road. Now I'm looking at saying, this guy, he's willing. Whatever the terrain, he's on it. However he wants to go, he's willing to go that way. So it's not just Bud's gonna go in there and Bud's gonna do him in.
It won't be like that. No.
Oh my goodness.
It'll be a competitive fight, and then I can just see Bud turning up the heat, going up the gears, just going up one more gear that Spence doesn't have. And then that'll be that. And then finally, just lastly on Conor Benn, people have lost their mind. People are now saying that Mike Garcia isn't an adequate fight for Conor Benn. Mikey Garcia's lost twice, right? One to Errol Spence, which was a fight he was never going to win, ever. Yep. So let's just say he's had one real loss on his record where you're like, oh, right, that's crazy. So he's had one loss like that, and people are like, nope, Conor Benn, that's not good enough. Conor Benn.
We got to ask ourselves,
thank you. Finally, some logic.
Hold on, wait, listen to this. Those names, were behind the real names. They said AB, Travis talking about retirement. I don't even know if AB's even mind is in boxing. AB was one of the first names. AB Khan,
Khan's crazy, and they've ruled it out anyway.
This is what I'm saying.
Khan's not happening.
There you go, AB Khan, Furman. These names, Garcia's name was low under the pecking order. Then we whispered Avanesium as well. It was mad. So I'm telling you right now, those are not the names. Remember, it's the first two names you should really pay attention to. Those are the ones that we really want. Let's be honest. You can't talk about step up and then there's names that you should really call out. There's names that you can get this fight done, but I don't feel like that.
So Adrian Broner's a bad fight.
Bro.
And Mikey Garcia, those two are bad fights. Those are the first two that came out.
No, and Mikey Garcia wasn't the first that came out, bro. It was the fourth. I heard it, bro.
No, it wasn't.
It was the fourth, bro. Go back and check it.
Get out of here, bro. Man said Adrian Broner, Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Furman.
They said Brooke, but I don't think Brooke's possible.
They said mad names. They said mad names. Anyway,
there's a few of them that are not acceptable, like Khan. Like, oh my god, that would be horrific.
He dragged Khan into the ring, bro.
Yeah, I didn't like he got booed either. That really annoyed
me. He got booed as well because they did that to him. They set him up, bro. Khan didn't want to be in the ring. They said, "Come on, please get into the ring." Does that look like someone that wanted to do a face to face?
He was in there. Khan was in there on friends. He was on friendship energy.
Yeah, apparently he's had a shoulder surgery and he's not. If he does fight again, he's not fighting till winter, so it's not happening next.
I'm not gonna lie, go back and check some of Mikey's recent interview. I don't think his mind is in boxing.
Agreed, but it's not like. But it's not. He's not got to that stage where it's like, oh, you're digging up an old man. Like, he's fine. He's so serviceable. People are going on the intangibles. Like, oh, his head might not be in there. Let's just go with what the facts are The fact
Thank
that he's
you.
not some OAP who's 40 years old.
Thank you.
Like, he's fine for Conor Benn. He's Conor Benn, mate. People in the chat were saying Florian Marco over Mikey Garcia. That's when I checked out mentally. A 4-weight world champion over Marco, who's drawn, who's a journeyman. I can't believe it.
But then Travis keeps talking about he needs to get up his, his amateur experience and stuff, and needs to learn in the ring or take a Marco fight, then, isn't it? Why not? If he's amateur and he's not the guy, yeah? Go and learn over there, bruv. You want to just dig up these OAPs and stuff, and man, that
who are all these people fighting? People only talk about Ben. Who is Marco fighting? Who is this person fighting? Who's Avanesian fighting? Is it because Ben's the golden boy in it and he's Eddie's golden boy? Let's only criticize Conor Benn.
Thank you,
bro. Again, if you talk like that,
who did Avanesian fight, KG?
Bro, if you talk like that, it comes with it, bro. That's as simple as that. If you're the one talking this way, we're not gonna. There's a bare people that we see fighting. No one cares what they're doing. It's only if you put your mouth into a situation and you cause us as the fans to come and watch. We're watching now. Now our eyes are on you. Paying us.
We all know how boxing works, right? So let's look at Marco and Avanesian as two potential opponents. One goes to Boxer, one goes to Frank Warren. We know how boxing works. If you want to make a Conor Benn fight, you just reduce the chance. Well, Boxer, you reduced it heavily. By moving to Frank Warren, you reduced it to none. So how much do you really want that fight? If you've got common sense and you know boxing, you know that fight's never going to be made with Frank Warren, and you decide to go there anyway, and then call Conor Benn out. That's zero logic.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And he knocked Avanesian out, by the way. I rewatched the Josh Kelly fight, and Josh Kelly rocked him. Little old Josh Kelly. Rewatch the fight.
Hold on, KG. You don't think Conor Benn could beat Avanesian now?
I think he can beat him. I mean,
so why are you pressing for him to fight him then?
You should fight him. Do the work, bro. You talk like you've mashed up everybody. I'm saying right now, I want the talk to measure up. That's all. It's like, remember when Thingy was calling himself? Who was that basketball player that called himself playoff Paul? Was it? Oh, man.
Playoff P.
Playoff P. Playoff what? Where did this come from? Nah, bruv. Show me. That's all I'm saying is show me. You now the talk is there. I'm saying I like the talk. The talk is brilliant, but let's now see you in a challenge.
I agree. There's been 2 fights where he's fought slightly older people that are past their best. Let's not exaggerate like it's been 3 years. Okay, now let's see what the next fight is and then reassess. I agree. It's time for a step up. But big up you, man.
Big up,
Trav, enjoy Saturday. Congratulations.
Cheers, bro. Thank you, man.
Said playoff, these times ain't even seen nothing like that. Yo,
what Maestro?
One class in session, everybody. Class.
Yeah, what's going on? You guys always got me on the big screen on your show. I always gotta adjust this shit.
Come on, man.
Sorry, man.
Big screen only, bro.
I got it. Here we go. Look at that. There we go. I'm a professional over here.
Listen, let's just get straight into the action. What did you think of Errol? What do you think of the performance, bro?
Bro, it was a great performance. It was a great performance. And look, Errol was getting a lot of criticism from people who felt that he wasn't the same Errol since the car crash. That, he was a more cautious Errol. He was the 12-round decision Errol. He was a safety first Errol. Honestly, criticisms were even going back before that, because don't forget he didn't knock out Mikey Garcia when he fought him, right? And people accused him for not going for it. I always thought that he was going to win this fight. I didn't think he was going to win it by breaking the dude's orbital bone, though. I mean, he really messed up Yordenis's eye badly.
Broken.
There were people who gave him 3 rounds. I was on a live with someone who gave it 4 rounds, which I thought was ridiculous. I think you could give him 1 or 2 rounds. That's about it. And then there was the round, obviously, where the gum shield came out. Lawrence Cole didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Errol Spence thought he said stop. Yordenis Ugas thought he said stop. And he got 3-pieced and run back to the ropes. I mean, that was probably the worst part of the whole fight for Errol Spence. But dominating performance. He's completely recovered. I've got to put him down there right now with Hunnigan as one of the greats out of the island of Jamaica, at least descent-wise, in the welterweight division. I mean, who else is there? It's Errol Spence and Lloyd Hunnigan. You know, people forget that Errol Spence is Jamaican because he speaks with that, you know, southern
that country accent.
That country accent. But his parents moved to New York City from Jamaica, and he was actually born in Long Island, New York, and moved to Texas as a youth. So big up to Errol Spence Jr.
Let me press you on this piece. How do you see the Crawford fight going? Because obviously this is a fight that can be made now. I don't think it's difficult in terms of the promotional people aside. So how do you see that fight going?
You know, right now, to me, it's almost like a 50-50 fight, but with intangibles that it's difficult to really make a definitive statement, at least for me, and I'll tell you why. You could argue that over the course of his fights at welterweight, that Terence Crawford has looked more impressive, right? But that's the glacier effect, right? That's what you see above the surface of that Arctic Ocean. Once you dig deeper, you realize that 80% of what you need to understand is below the surface, and that's where the glacier really is. And the glacier there is filled with wins against people that, quite honestly, are not really that great on an elite level. Who am I talking about? Jose Benavidez Jr., gunshot victim, fighting on one leg. We're talking about Jeff Horn. We're talking about Amir Khan, who wasn't in his prime at that point. We're talking about the Mean Machine, Kavalishkis. We're talking about Kell Brook, who definitely wasn't near his prime when he got to Terence Crawford, right?
Sean Porter.
Yeah, the last one was Sean Porter, but don't forget, Sean Porter had already lost a bunch of times, including Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman. By the way, I was at that fight here in New York City at the Barclays, right? So, yeah, I mean...
But no one's ever knocked him out, though.
No one's ever knocked him out, but if you listen to Sean Porter's own statements about that fight, I mean, he was 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door in boxing. You know, he had his Porter Way podcast, which he's still working on, and was a pundit, and, you know, it wasn't the Sean Porter that fought Errol Spence, I don't think. But I'm going to give him that win regardless. That was his best win at welterweight. Was there a better win at welterweight?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Right? So Errol Spence Jr. just brutalized and knocked the hell out of a guy who I thought beat Sean Porter in Yordenis Ugas, but didn't get the decision, right? Errol Spence Jr. has arguably been less impressive in his wins, but let's look at who he beat, right? Danny Garcia after the car collision. That's a better win than any of the guys on Crawford's record at welterweight other than arguably Sean Porter. You know, he beat Mikey Garcia again. People say that Mikey Garcia, I just heard one guy ask, said he had no chance. He's still a better win than the guys on Crawford's record other than Sean Porter, right? You know, he beat Sean Porter, who at that time was a better Sean Porter than the Sean Porter that Terence Crawford beat. So his run at welterweight, and don't forget Ugas too, who he just really beat up, is more impressive than Terence Crawford.
To me, what I'm hearing from you, Maestro, is it sounds like you're getting strong with Errol right now.
I'm saying Errol, I actually think it's 50-50 because Errol has had the tougher road at welterweight, but Terence Crawford has had the more spectacular finishes top to bottom other than this last fight. The way what he just did to Ugas, Ugas no slouch.
Not at all.
Yeah, for real.
Never been stopped before this
to
fight.
Break him up.
Let alone look like that. And don't forget, this was a rejuvenated Ugas that was coming off of the Pacquiao win and who had teamed up with Ismael Salas, who, by the way, trains who? The big juggernaut, big juggernaut. Joe Joyce, Platform Salas. Up there on those platform shoes. Mitts all the way up, making sure he's holding the mitts for none other than the big juggernaut, Joe Joyce.
You and Joe Joyce, bro. You got
in it.
bro.
Yo, you know what? He took out my boy Dubois, so now I have to be on Team Joyce because every time he wins, he's making my boy Dubois look pretty damn good. So Look, Errol Spence, you got to give him a shot in this fight. You absolutely do. Now, Conor Benn, on the other hand,
talk to me. Let me read the super chat. We got the community. Make sure you show us some pics in the next show, Trav. Yep, need to see. They want them pics on. There you go. Oh, wait, so much cap. Oh, sugar base doesn't like any. Every time you've been making comments, and I've seen Base in the chat, literally just upset at everything you're saying. But even for him to use the cap emoji.
What is he complaining about? About what I said about Errol Spence?
Yeah, you don't like this Errol stuff. He's saying it's
Errol is the truth. It's okay, Base. The truth shall set you free. You still have time to repent. You have time to repent.
That's funny.
You know, you gotta get on your knees and give all praise to the Almighty Errol Spence Jr. right now to keep the division.
That's crazy. Hey, all right, let's hear your Conor Benn. Let's hear your Conor Benn takes.
So, Conor Benn, you know, he got some criticism for this Van Heerden fight. He did what he needed to do against Van Heerden. It was impressive stoppage. Van Heerden hadn't been stopped like that before. The problem with Conor Benn is that Conor Benn, you put him on the world level, he may not be ready for that just yet. But at the same time, there are people who are not even that excited in his own team by the sound of it, like Eddie Hearn, to put him on the European level. And by European level, I mean David Avanesyan. I'm not even saying that he won't beat David Avanesyan, but I think that they clearly think that it's a difficult fight. Otherwise, you know, I don't really see why you wouldn't take him on, because guess what? You got Tony Bellew and who was the other dude that was on there? Tony Bellew and was it Andy Lee? Who was it that was on Saturday? Both calling for the Avanesyan fight on the broadcast. I think that's the fight. Frosh, thank you, Muhammad. I see Muhammad in the chat. It was Carl Frosh. They both agree that that's the fight that he should take, and I agree. It's historically, isn't that the projection? You know, you got Southern area, then you got English title, then you've got British or Commonwealth, then European, then world.
So why would Avanesyan sign with Frank Warren? Like, that whole promoter situation makes everything tricky again.
Do we know that he got an offer from Matchroom? I don't know that. Maybe Big Frank was the only one doing the shoulder roll and giving him the big check. You know what I mean? I don't know. So, but here's the thing. What I don't understand with the whole Mikey Garcia, right? Yeah. Mikey Garcia just lost to Sandor Martin in his home country. Mm-hmm. Why don't you just pair him with Sandor Martin? I mean, why pair him with the guy that lost to Sandor Martin? Why don't you just pair him with Sandor Martin? Sandor Martin's from Europe. He's a Spanish dude. You know what I mean? We have all seen that Conor Benn can sell out an arena in Liverpool or in Manchester his goddamn self. He doesn't need a B-side. What kind of a B-side was Van Heerden? I mean, why take on, unless you're trying to make a splash in the U.S. and you're doing the fight in the U.S., why take on the guy who lost his last fight? Why not take on the winner of that fight?
Yeah, but like someone in the comments are just saying Sandor Martin is a 140 fighter, and Mikey fluctuates between weights, hence why that fight was able to happen. So Sandor Martin doesn't become a player just because he got over Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is someone who competes at 147 as well.
So you again, I excuse me, I don't understand the logic of someone who says that you should take on a guy who lost and not the guy who won. It just doesn't make any sense to me logically. They clearly think that, here's the thing, they clearly think that Garcia still has a name that's big enough to attract interest and give him the respect. But you're already setting the boy up for criticism, because when he beats him, what are they going to say? Well, he was half in, he was half out. You only did what Sandor Martin just did.
Yeah.
Take on Sandor Martin, right? Now, the name, if you want to make a splash in the U.S., you want to do a U.S. fight, I got two names for you. Adrian Broner or Keith One Time Thurman. Because Keith One Time Thurman, to me, he's right there, right for the picking.
I like that fight.
He's only got one loss. He's a former world champion. Okay, unified, even if memory serves me correct. Right? He only lost to Pacquiao, and he's not getting a shot anytime soon because guess what? That's tied up right now between Crawford and Spence. So why not go that route?
But they've called him out though. In the post fight, his name was mentioned as well. It was Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Adrian Broner, and Kell Brook. He's not looking for
not Boots Ennis though.
Nah, not Boots Ennis, bro. He's not ready for those guys. So you wouldn't call out those guys.
But that's what I'm saying. They're not
That 5 is a good enough next step for Conor Benn. He don't need to be going straight to the top. Otherwise, why wouldn't you? We're gonna say no. It's not Terence Crawford though. It's not Errol Spence though. Like he's clearly still on that level where he's on his way.
Did you see the undercard of the fight with the Errol Spence card? You saw the undercard of that? You got the
no, I didn't.
You got the Latvian kid on there. They had a fight for the regular title. That was pretty interesting. Butaev and
he ain't fighting no Boots though.
See, my man Muhammad is helping me out here in the chat. Stanionis, the WBA regular title holder, tough as nails. I mean, he took a beating and kept going forward, but was landing the more powerful shots and got the decision. It was a really good fight. So there's names out there, but if I'm matching them, Maestro Management's involved, right? Maestro Management says Adrian Broner or Keith one-time Thurman, even if you got to take a little haircut on your purse. Even if
I like the Thurman fight. It feels like
I like both of those fights.
The only AB is a clever fight because there's the risk and reward element. That's what it's all about, right? But however, as soon as he mashes up somebody, that means he's arrived, and you can't protect him. No, you can't hide him anymore. As soon as AJ stepped out and said, "Hey, I'm AJ, I'm arrived," that was it. He was in there. You have to mix it with the Mandem. So you don't get to fight Thurman and say you're getting back down to European level. No. Now you got to see Boots. Now you got to be in line for the rest of them. What you got to be in line for the real man in that division. And I think this is the one piece that we don't want to do. However, what Conor's done so great is he's caused us to come and watch. We want to see it. Now we're like, I'm ready to see this guy fight whoever because he sold it. O'Hara Davis caught us like this. O'Hara was talking the talk, and we all turned up. We said, wait a minute. Who? Let's go. It didn't go his way. We changed the channel. And sometimes that's just how it goes. If you talk that talk, we're coming, but then we have to entertain us now because we're all here.
100%. And come on, they got to forget about Amir Khan. I mean, the guy just got brutally out. Why are they even talking about that fight?
They're definitely understanding that can't happen next.
Right. I mean, I can understand to a certain extent Kell Brook. He's only got a couple losses. He's arguably the best welterweight in Britain, arguably. He just beat Amir Khan in a big arena fight in Manchester. You can make a case for that. Making a case again for the loser, I don't really see that. I like Muhammad's suggestion here, too, of McKinson. That's not bad. But last thing I want to talk about before
who? McKinson. I don't want to see that guy fight for free. I don't want to see him fight via app. I don't want to see him fight on Twitter accidentally. I don't see it, bro. I do not want to see McKinson. I'm being real. Sorry.
Here's a question. Here's a question from Daniel. Why do people keep saying Boots? Who has he really beat?
It's not who he's beat. Much like Crawford, it's how he's beat them. You know, it's how he's beat the dudes. Like, look, Thomas Delorme. You know, he's a world level kind of guy.
Yeah.
Boots absolutely destroyed him. Right. It's not that he beat Thomas Delorme. It's how he beat Thomas Delorme. You know, that's what it is with Boots. Because let's face facts. I mean, you look up and down Boots' record. I mean, when his record was in the teens, he was still fighting dudes with losing records. You know what I mean? Like his win record was at, GCSE A-level levels almost in terms of the numbers. And his opponents had like more losses than wins. Like he's been matched very carefully. So I agree with that, but it's how he's dispatched of the people he's dispatched of in the last couple things. Before I go, I wanted to talk about what Tony talked about real quick. I got a lot of love for Tony, but he was way off on the Dillian White Fury stuff, beginning with this whole thing about the contract and the split. He's not getting 15%. It was widely publicized. I even looked it up before I spoke about it just to make sure. The split's 20% with a possibility for 20% of 90%, right? With an additional potential 10%. So both fighters' purses are coming off of 90%, and then the winner gets an additional 10. So he is getting 20%. It's not 15%. I'm not too sure where he got that from.
I see.
Number two, how can you make an argument that Frank Warren disrespected him with that when Eddie Hearn bid less money than Frank Warren? I mean, it's just maths, guys. If Eddie Hearn won that purse bid, Dillian White would be getting even less than he's getting now that Top Rank in Queensbury won the purse bid. They bid significantly less. So I don't understand how the guy who bid the most money in the history of WBC...
Why do you say he'd get less if Eddie Hearn bid, though? Because the percentage would be different.
No, it wouldn't. The percentage is set by the WBC, and the percentage was 80-20 split.
So even if Eddie Hearn gets the purse, he can't negotiate higher than 20%.
If Eddie Hearn won the purse, the terms of the WBC purse bid were 80-20 split. So if he wants to pay Dillian White more money out of his own pocket, that's his business. But in terms of the gate and the television revenue and the sponsorships and all of that, that's set by the WBC, and it would have been 80-20 split. Regardless if you or KG or me won it, we all have to do it on 80-20 split. So if Dillian White, if Eddie Hearn and Matchroom had won, Dillian would have got less money. So I don't understand the logic of he's been getting. Let's say disrespected.
So here's a comment here. I think so. Osborne's challenging, saying I think that's wrong. If Eddie won the purse bid, White would get pay-per-view percentage and other things, etc., which he isn't getting from Frank. So whilst the split might.
First of all, Osborne's wrong because Eddie Hearn has a deal with DAZN, right? And DAZN, up until now, has only done one pay-per-view. It haven't even done it yet. It's a streaming platform that doesn't work. It works on a subscription. Like the only fight that DAZN has done or will do so far that's pay-per-view is the Canelo fight because they have to. And the only reason they had to is because the PBC was putting up a guarantee of $40 million and they had to come up with some money somehow to at least match that, if not improve on it. So the WBC purse bid, by the way, is all encompassing. They look at total revenue, 360 or 365 or whatever it's called, and they divvy it up 80-20. Even if I am wrong, Ash, and DAZN did it on pay-per-view, it's still an 80-20 split. So again, unless Eddie Hearn's deciding to pay him more out of his pocket, I don't really get that. But again, people, they want to disrespect Frank. I get it. He's got a long track record over there. He's been the butt of jokes for a really long time. But that wasn't even my main thing. I actually wanted to get into the tactics and the strategy of this a little bit.
Go ahead.
Fury is the better boxer on the outside. Fury's the better boxer even on the inside. All of these people who keep acting like Fury can't be an inside fighter and Fury doesn't like it to the body. First of all, name one motherfucker that likes it to the body. I can't. I can't name anybody that likes it to the body, first of all. Number two, the man fought, what was it, 10 rounds? 9 at least, with a huge gash on his head in a fight that should have been stopped. All on the inside. He fought Wilder and bullied him on the inside. Dude could fight on the inside, and we both know he could fight on the outside. And I don't really quite understand the logic of people that bring up the Povetkin win or the Chisora win as anything indicative of his fight versus Fury. Anyone that understands the mechanics, the biomechanics of a punch, knows that punching straight and punching down are much different than punching up. It's much different. You know, and at the end of the day, Dillian Whyte really hasn't faced that many guys and had much success against guys that are significantly taller than him. AJ's a little taller than him. He didn't have a lot of success against him. He fought Marius Wack, who's pretty tall, but let's face facts, Marius Wack ain't really Tyson Fury and isn't nowhere near as skilled.
Dillian wasn't in shape that night. You got to kind of put an asterisk on that Marius Wack performance.
Okay, that's fine. So then I was just giving him credit actually for taking on a guy that's much taller than him. Where's the data that shows that he's great at fighting big, tall guys?
No. I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying on the mention of that fight, Dillian was in really bad shape going into that one. I hear what you're saying.
I mean, I haven't seen it yet, right? And you know, I'm hoping that Dillian turns up and that he makes this interesting because I think honestly it would be a great story if he does well in this fight. It'll be you know, Black Rocky personified. You know what I mean? I don't think there would have been anything like this since maybe Buster Douglas knocking out Tyson back in the day, if that. You know, in Tokyo in terms of an upset in the heavyweight division.
I don't think it's that much of an upset though.
I think
Douglas weren't really.
I think it's
this is a big upset. We talking about?
No, it's a big upset, but it's not like Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. That upset there, that was not on par with that, in my opinion.
Let's look at the.
When he knocked out Mike Tyson, that's Mike Tyson invincible era. That was insane. Mike Tyson ain't been put down and been in them wars. He was blowing everybody away them times.
No, but the only reason why we have
that's
to
like Canelo getting knocked out. That's Mike Tyson.
Okay, I mean, I would. I mean, there was Rahman in South Africa against Lewis, but Lewis had already been knocked out once. Although I thought that was a controversial knockout by McCall.
That's right.
I thought he beat the count for that. Honestly,
That's right.
This would be an upset, you know.
It won't be up there with Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas. Is all I'm saying.
No, not like that. But I'm saying that how Fury is looked at by the media in this country, is he's the guy. Look at the betting odds. I'm telling you, it's literally like, no, you're gonna make money if you bet White this weekend.
No, but as you should. He's a huge underdog, guys. I don't, Trav, I disagree with you big time in terms of you saying this wouldn't be an upset.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be an upset. It's just you said Tyson Buster Douglas, and I was like, it's definitely not a Tyson Buster Douglas, but it would definitely be an upset, of course.
I think Buster Douglas had like one loss going into that fight, right?
Bro, Tyson, look at who Tyson was them times, man. Tyson was Canelo in that energy of like, who's gonna beat this man?
Yeah,
but get knocked out.
Fury one of the best heavyweights. They're trying to put him in that with the big men. They're actually trying to say Fury's that guy.
All I'm saying is put more respect on Dillian's name because he ain't no Buster Douglas.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Right. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I agree. He's not no Buster Douglas because at least Buster Douglas won the heavyweight championship of the world. Like it knocked out Mike Tyson. Dillian haven't done that yet.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
You do understand what I'm saying. Thank you.
You're saying that Buster Douglas was a massive underdog in that Tokyo fight. No one expected him to win. It was a lock for Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was a destroyer.
Tyson didn't even train for the brother. He was just chilling, enjoying himself.
So what about Corey Sanders, Klitschko? Is it on level with that?
Look, man, I'm telling you.
Corey Sanders coming off the golf course in South Africa and knocking out Vladimir Klitschko. What about that?
No, but you have to understand, like this. No, but like as much as people think Fury's gonna win, no one thinks Dillian Whyte is a pushover. No one thinks this is a routine win.
It will be mad, you know.
Bro, over here on this side,
if he wins, this is gonna be a mad thing. It will be mad. I'm telling you, Travis, we'll wake up. Like as you said, you're gonna be saying strong I do's, yeah. And if I come to you at the end of the night, say, bro, Dillian done it. You know how you're gonna be. You won't believe it yourself, bro.
See, this is where I miss being in in England, because right now, see, I'm surrounded by mostly U.S. boxing people, right? I'll tell you the truth. Right now, no one is giving Dillian White a shot over here. Over here, Dillian White is considered like a journeyman level heavyweight.
They're going to see that Ruiz.
I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm literally painting a picture for you. Over here, he's considered like a journeyman level heavyweight that is about to get destroyed by Tyson Fury.
See, there you go.
But,
there you have it.
But that doesn't. But that just because that's the perspective out there in the States, you got an argument for the fact that Dillian has never fought out there. The coverage out there, they don't really know Dillian White like that.
No, but you
no
know
one on this side.
You know what they know? They know the brutal knockout against Povetkin, and they know the brutal knockout by Joshua, and that kind of thing is what's on people's minds. And when you also you see the other thing too is, and I've interviewed Russ Amber, who's the trainer, or not trainer but cornerman, cutman for Rivas. Over on this side, you want to talk about Glovegate. Like, there was a lot of controversy before that Rivas fight about the selection of the gloves, about a test that was then like switched up and clarified before the fight took place. Rivas gave him problems in that fight. Chisora was giving him problems in both fights, especially in the second fight too, before he got knocked out, thanks to some bad refereeing. You know, let's not act like he's been dominating people. Because he hasn't been. He's been known for being in back and forth, really rough and rugged fights with people, and in a couple of those fights, getting brutally knocked out. This is the picture, right? That people see out here. So when I come on this channel with my people from over there in England, which I love to talk boxing with, when you guys hear me, you know, you're hearing, oh, Maestro, he's coming here from New York. He's talking all of this shit. Literally what I'm saying is like minuscule compared to what I talk about when I'm with my circle out here, when I'm doing stuff on my channel with people from over here. I'm telling you.
Fair enough.
As well. Listen, let's get out of here though. Maestro, again, quickly let people know where they can find you, bro. Let's go.
My channel is Maestro A. Just look me up on YouTube. It's right there, you know. It's funny that you guys got the Monday Night Wars now, because there's another channel that goes live apparently now with you guys. But you guys are the #1 podcast in the UK. I don't care what anybody else. I don't care if they're with a broadcaster, if they're whatever their deal is. Like, this is where I am on Monday night when it comes to the UK, right here with Trav and KG. And if you don't catch it live, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can watch it on demand, and hit that like button as well if you're watching this tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday, or refreshing yourself Saturday before the fight.
Come on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Stay blessed, man.
You too, take it.
Man. Listen, don't worry. We'll get to this in the pod. We'll get to that in the pod. Yeah. well, trust me, we're not avoiding that one like certain people. All right. Let's go. Puneet, when he don't usually call in, so we always have to put respect on his call.
What's going on, Puneet?
All right, guys, how you doing?
All good, brother.
Trust, man. What's going
on? Phoning in for a couple of reasons. First of all, we weren't around last week, so I wanted to make sure we gave October Red her props for getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Let's go.
Oh, come on. Drop a bomb, bro.
All right.
Second point, Trav, enjoy the wedding next week, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm also at my cousin's wedding, so I'll be missing the fight. So
yes,
I'll feel the pain.
Yes, someone else is struggling with me.
And finally, I've been reluctant to do this to you guys. I've been thinking about it for months now, because I feel like I have to pull you up on something.
Whew. All right.
So you start every show with your tail of the tape, and we never hear about your height, your weight, your reach. We hear your boxing record. There's not a tail of the tape, boys. It's been going on for years. What are you doing?
You are an absolute disgrace.
I was nervous, bro. I thought he was gonna pull us up or not
hilarious.
reporting all of the boxing news, bro. I thought I was gonna say, no, don't worry, we're getting into it this week, bro.
That is hilarious. That is so funny.
I felt bad because when you started it off, KG used to do your whole someone's getting knocked out, and you used to leave it there. And then Ishan wrote in and said, is it going to be you that gets knocked out, KG? And then you had to switch it up. And now I'm going to have to tell you to switch up your whole tail of the tape, man.
Nah, he got us though, because I was like, bro, what is he? What have we done?
Funny? I've gone up maybe 2 weight classes since we started this podcast.
Yeah, no, Trav is gone. Trav is to prepare for this wedding. Yeah, I don't know what camp Travis was in. Yeah, but you're looking like a cruise. Trav is walking around at cruiserweight. I don't understand, Trav. You could go in there with Reactport. Be a good fight.
What, an avenged Diojoa? Hell no.
Avenge Pro Gate, man. You gotta avenge that, bro, because that was good. That was good.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, listen, Finito, what you saying, man? This weekend it's gonna be massive. We got this massive fight between Dillian. You've heard what everyone else has to say. How do you see it just going? Just on who do you see winning that one?
Well, you say it's massive, but
That's
You
hilarious.
need to respect what
Ash said himself, man. No one's even talking about it. No one's talking about it.
It's true. It's just the casual fans are not talking about it.
No casuals.
Not even
It's
a
massive.
Good Morning Britain. Like it's nothing. It's nowhere.
It's massive for us. Like,
That's right.
Of course, I'm pulling for Dillian. There's no surprises there. You all know how I feel about Fury.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with Ash. It's a long shot. I can't see it happening, but I hope it does. I really hope it does.
You know what? Monday Night Smoke. If Dillian is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Everyone just turn out with a juice. Everyone just turn out. Obviously, for my brothers that are doing Ramadan and that, allow it. Do you know what I mean? Just pull up. You know what I mean? But everyone else,
For sure.
we're gonna enjoy ourselves, bro.
I might even stream 7 o'clock in the morning on the Sunday.
You know you can't do that. I'm gonna tell you this as a newly married man here, as someone that's got years in the game of marriage, you can't doing a stream about
Travis, if you're streaming at 7 a.m., you are honeymooning all wrong, man. All wrong.
Oh man,
you gotta talk to this guy because this guy want to give out some great boxing takes, bro. No one wants to hear from you. I won't lie to you.
I'll focus.
Again, actually, Puni. You know what? You're very. You won't just say a madness. You look at things clearly. This Conor Benn stuff that I've been talking today, the call outs and stuff. And how did you just feel about Khan getting booed? And how, because they set Khan up. As far as I'm concerned, it was a setup. That was a liberty what they did to him.
On the Discord, man, we were really hoping Khan wouldn't get in the ring. But that was disgusting, man. I mean, these are Manx. This is Manchester. This is his home stadium. That was disgusting. I hated that. He deserves way more respect than that. But look, Conor is doing everything he needs to do. He's progressing really well considering he has no pedigree, right? No amateur pedigree. Great entertainment. I mean, we haven't seen one of those sorts of fighters for a long time, right? Especially at that weight class. So he's doing the right thing. He's making the right noises. I think I'd like to see him against Avanesian. All the other names I don't care for. Broner especially. I don't rate Broner at all. I think he's done. So Avanesian is the obvious next one. I know it's a tough one to make because of promotional companies and stuff, but that's a proper test. But other than that, no, those leave the big guys alone, man. It's crazy. You got great momentum. Don't lose it. And plus, I think Eddie Hearn said himself, there's a big gap between Conor Benn's generation and the guys at their peak. There isn't really anyone in the middle. So he can't risk Conor getting on a losing record.
Yeah,
he's got to nurse that career because he's the main guy. He's the one that everyone's interested in. You know, he's got that star appeal. There's no one else in that league, you know, and even on the women's scene, you know, the best women are close to retirement. So there's a big gap. They've got to find the new stars.
Baumgartner looks good though. I like the way she fights. She's a nice fighter. Like she was
nice package. Good package.
We get him out here.
All right, look, guys, I just wanted to come in and
that's hilarious.
Man, thank you so much.
You're a legend, bro. The amount of package comments I've seen in the thing, I've just been ignoring them, fam. I'm trying to get that word out of my freaking vocab. It just keeps coming back.
That's what you put in the vowels, bro. You got to put that in the vowels, bro. I hope you're writing your own vowels, man.
Bro, of course. Can you imagine getting that off at the wedding? You got a great package. All the attributes that you want in a woman.
You're gonna say it. You're gonna say it. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's ring on Daddy. Yo,
what's going on, bro?
How's it going, man? All good, man.
We're here. Listen, it's gonna go off. We're saying Saturday's gonna go off. It's gonna be like no one's watching the undercard, even though Frank Warren's tried to sell us this undercard heavy.
Well, Isaac Lowe and them, man. You don't want to see Isaac Lowe give it up.
Tell it. They're saying that there's a few.
Carol Ituamu.
Come on, bro. Everyone knows that man stayed up for the Ituamu belts. David Adelite, come on, bro. You man are missing out.
Wait a second, Travis. I was gonna come for you earlier. I can't believe I didn't do it. Travis, the last time we spoke, you told me that because of Triple G's age, you think Eubank's getting it done. Eubank Jr. Yeah?
No. I didn't say he's getting it done. I said Triple G could go old overnight, and we don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, you said you fancy Eubank Jr.
I didn't say I fancy Eubank Jr. in that fight.
Bro?
I said
what now, bro?
Bro, you're a week late with this update.
No. We weren't pudding last week, bro. I'm here now, bro. Talk to me.
Well done. Hey, Danny, what's going on, bro? What are you talking
about? What's going on? No. First of all, I want to talk about the Conor Benn situation. Now, the first thing, when they're talking about Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia, that's a smokescreen bluff. The reason why is because those guys are PBC, and we know they're not going to be able to get PBC fighters to fight on the zone. So you got to take Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman out of the equation automatically.
Okay.
Mikey Garcia, good name, but he just got his ears boxed off by a 140-pound fighter. Maestro suggested bringing up Sandor Martin, which is kind of good because remember, Conor did grow up in Spain. Sandor Martin is from Spain, so you could either make it a big DAZN Spain fight, or bring him over. And I know they'll be talking Spanish. Conor Benn likes to talk his grease in Spanish, so they could make something out of that. Yeah, all that. Yeah,
that's the way in.
So they could make something out of that. The only other fight I could say is Cody Coley, who just beat Jose Cito Lopez on the weekend, or Stanios Butai, but I don't think they're really looking for those guys because they're a bit too tough for not much reward. So it's a hard one, but yes, fair enough. He's not ready for Boots, Ortiz, or obviously the main two guys. But I think a step up in the right direction would be someone like a Cody Coley or a Sandor Martin. I know you don't really. Oh, eke out Essuman for the British and Commonwealth title. That would kind of let us gauge where he is on the British scene properly.
That's what we need. This is what we need. These are just it's a good step up. So when you're in there again in just boxing conversation, you say, yeah, that's good. Yeah, he's tested himself. Because some of these he's knocking these guys over, and it is impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you. That knockdown, it was lovely. It's the fact that he's so brave with it. But then you know that as the level or the talent goes up, you can't fight as reckless. So you have to get more selective. You can't fight.
Thing is, Jaron Ennis, they're saying that he obviously hasn't fought the crazy names, but the way he's knocking guys out, no one's treated them like that. No one's treated Chris Van Heerden like that.
What do you mean?
Jaron Ennis was en route to treating him like that until the cut happened.
Fair enough, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna give Jaron Ennis that like the same credit based on that rationale, Conor Ben's got to get that. Has someone blown away Algieri like that?
No.
I'm just saying, if Ennis ain't got the names on his record and we're going by vibes and how he beats them, then Conor Ben's got to get some respect on that. In that, you know what I mean, in that same way as well.
He's done again. Like we rate, as I said, we rate these names. We rate what he's done. But now is the time. Now is the moment for like scene, or a little bit of nerves going in. We like, I don't even know how this gun's gonna go. We're not doing that. We just turn up like, yeah, go on. Go and shut out the show. How's he gonna do it? How's he gonna knock him out? What round? It's not even got to that space where it's like it's a pick 'em. We're not even throwing him into that yet. You know, I think when the Kelly one was there, it was obviously we wanted to see it. You know, but Kelly's done what Kelly's done to himself. So, and the guy that was beaten is gonna like it's mad. We always call out the one that's lost, and then we leave the winner. It's crazy. We need to go for the main thing right now. I just want to see it. I believe that he's good. I believe he can beat Avanesium as well. I'm not saying Conor can't beat Avanesium. I believe he can do it. I just want to see him do it.
Yeah, and Conor, he's looked very impressive. So I think it's time to take the kid gloves off with him because he's blasting out all these guys. So surely he's ready for a proper fight now, where guys are going to fight back. People are going to have nerves in their system, a bit on the edge of their seats about his fights, because right now he's just dispatching people so quickly. What's his name? Was it Granados? 1 round. Obviously, Vargas went on the run. Algieri got wiped out. Van Herden got wiped out. So yeah, it's time to step him up.
I agree. Have you got any insight updates on how Craig's looking? How Craig's, you know what I mean? What's going on in the camp now?
Oh, he's looking fantastic, guys. He's looking fantastic.
Let's see if I chat with Craig as well, bro. I'm excited. Listen, I'm excited.
The game plan's going perfect.
I hope again. You better every now and then just pull him up and say, "Big man, it's a serious fight," you know.
But what I want to say to you guys, did you not see the clips of the face-off?
I did.
How Craig had Buatsi looking,
bro.
You know me. He had him distorted. He's already in his mind. Watch what's going to happen. Trust me.
Listen, in the pod, we're going to get into that one heavy.
Oh, why, bro? Why are we getting into that one heavy for, bruv?
Why not, bro?
You know it's mad in this household. You know it's nuts in this household, bro.
Listen,
allow it, bro.
Listen, we've got to get into our amateur psychologist bag, fam. And we've got to break down the energy that we're seeing in these combos, fam.
I want to leave it.
Man said, bro, you know what it is when it's Buatsi in the ring. He said, bro, your ego is out of place, fam.
He tried it. Like, it's going to be maximum straight violence. He goes, of course it's straight violence. That's what the sport we're in. It's violent. But yeah, the last point I want to get into is my boy Errol Spence on the weekend doing the damn thing. He come out to I see him in the changing room with 50 Cent. Well, listening to 50 Cent, Many Men. Come out to Big Tuck, Southside the Realist. That was a big tune. Dealt with Ugas in emphatic fashion. That was a mad body all out assault. That reminded me of when he Blaze destroyed. Do you remember when he fought Lamont Peterson?
Oh yeah.
That was when you started feeling sorry for a man. And remember, that's the second eye socket he's broke now.
That's what I'm saying. We got to take him. People, I don't know what it is. They look at Crawford and just know Crawford's about mashing people up. But they can't. I don't know if it's because how Errol looks. I don't know what it is, but people are just not willing to accept. He's spiteful.
Crawford ain't coming to stand still like that, bro. Let's make some stuff clear.
Errol is a spiteful fighter. He knows what he's doing.
No, he is.
He change it up, and I think people. No, I don't know if they're just respecting what he can bring to a fight. It's not. A lot of people always say, "I have Crawford edging it." Most people I speak to,
because they know what they're looking at when they see Crawford fight, bro.
No, I'll tell you what you see. Crawford's a very good fighter, but I saw the first caller say that, I just can't see Crawford ever getting hurt. Didn't Crawford get wobbled by Gamboa? Didn't Crawford get dropped by Kavalauskas, which the ref didn't call a knockdown, but it was blatantly a knockdown? And even against the Sean Porter fight, he got buckled a couple of times as well, where his back bounced off the rope, kind of like how Errol's did. Not obviously not as bad, but he got watch the fight. He got wobbled a couple times in the Porter fight as well.
Getting wobbled in the Porter fight like that.
No, not like how Errol did.
Oh, I was about to say,
I'm saying no, not like how Errol did, but he got wobbled a couple times and he got dropped by Kavalauskas and he got wobbled. He did the stanky leg against Gamboa.
Look. Crawford knows how to get the job done in many ways.
So does Errol. I just need to.
Errol does, but it's not the same. He's not special like how Crawford's special. I'm sorry.
No, but the way it is, it's because Crawford he gets the more highlight reel looking knockouts. But we see with Errol uses that, them Floyd Mayweather doghouse tactics. How you think of them sparring sessions in that? It's that non-stop, just all out assault inside, working the body, uppercuts, round the side, round the corner. Yes, Crawford is not going to be a stationary. He's a lot more athletic with his feet than say Ugas and Porter and Kell Brook, but Crawford still does like to engage inside, and he gets caught.
Thing is, I do hear what you're saying, but just like how Tony mentioned, Errol didn't have a stoppage before that. Before his last stoppage before that was 2018. So it's like Terence Crawford gets the knockouts. You're saying that he gets the exciting knockouts, but no, he stops, man. He breaks them down to a halt. Whereas with, man's taking him the distance and he's looking great all fight long. It's like, yeah, that's great, but this guy's getting guys out of here. So it's not like you can say he's just going to outdog him, because it's like, no, he closes the show. He ain't getting into these wars with these men.
Yeah, all right. He closed the show on Kell Brook, but Kell Brook was done. Errol already stopped him years before. Porter, he'd been dropped like 4 times in his last 6 fights. He got dropped by Ugas. He got dropped by Brona. He got dropped by Spence. So he was already getting dropped about a bit. So,
hold on, I got an exclusive. Yo, Lennox, he was there. Listen, Errol's on the Capri-Sun, but it won't help him against Bud Crawford. Listen, Lennox knows. On 1 second, let me read this one as well. Osborne, big up KG and Trav. Missed Monday Night Smoke last week. I agree with you both on Ben. He's learning on a job, but at the same time, we want to see him fight people who are relevant. All this, big up all the great defeaters as well. I know, but let's not forget what Lennox just told us. Yeah.
But even Bates has got a good point there. Spence got hurt with every shot Ugas touched him with. Crawford will damage this guy. Bruv, you didn't see how Errol was reacting to them body shots? How wide open he was to that right hand. That right hand was landing quite consistently, fam.
Yeah. But he's been out for a long time.
I hear that. But listen, you're in there with Ugas. It's not Crawford, fam. So all I'm saying is let's not forget how special Crawford is in the ring. That's all I'm saying.
Crawford's very special. And it's 50-50 fight. And when that fight happens, I'm definitely going to look to be in attendance.
Bro, look at these stats. Terence has 9 straight stoppages. Come on, don't tell me this brother is not serious, bro.
Yeah, but these guys have all been on the floor before.
Oh, bro, listen, it's different going down and getting battered, fam. Ask Tyson Fury.
Yeah. But now, congratulations and good luck. Best of luck for Saturday for you, man. And,
yeah, it's going to be incredible, fam. I got to write my speech, man. I don't know if I'm getting emotional or roast, or I'm trying to find the balance right now. At the moment, it's looking more roasty, so. But there's mad, bro. I'm not going to lie, yeah. You see what best man speech, yeah? It's meant to be funny, but I'm in the halls of funny, bro. Your mom's a whole comedian out here. She's legendary, bro. There's no joke that I can tell. That's like, I feel like he could have.
But you know how
that's sloppy right.
But you know how I give it up though. If you start roasting me, bro, my speech is gonna be a straight comeback. We're just gonna be I'm gonna sit down and be like, bro, I didn't even say that about my babes. Shout out her as well. Shout out her.
No, bro, this is mad. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know, man. I'm still I'm gonna work on it later tonight as well. I've got a couple of days, bro. I'll work it out. Anyway, let's go. Amata. Wait, Smallsy, because we always have him last, and that's not right. Smallsy.
Hey, boys, how's it going?
What's happening?
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, good. So you guys, all the best for the winning, by the way, and all the best for your speeches as well, Casey. So I was just thinking, guys, we're just talking Bud Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
This guy he's one of the guys that he was kind of, even though we've got some great welterweights now, I think he would have held his own in the best of the best welterweight eras. Like if you took him back to the 80s with Leonard and Hearns and everything, I think he still would have held his own then. And I think he's actually...
Are you saying Bud or Errol?
No, yeah, Bud. Errol was great. Like Errol is like pound for pound, but Bud Crawford is the kind of guy that if his career was managed differently, we wouldn't be talking about him with Errol. We'd be talking about him with Pacquiao, Mayweather, Leonard, that level, that best of all time welterweights.
Yeah.
Like, and that's with him not even being, well, I guess it's kind of like Pacquiao and Mayweather, where they're smaller, but they're so good that they still hold their own at welterweight.
Yeah.
So and like with the Ugas fight, by the way, great performance by Spence. If it weren't for Crawford, he would definitely be the generation's best welterweight. But that 6th round, Ugas cracked him, and then and like it looked like Errol was like ready to be just taken out. In that moment, in that split second, that's when Bud Crawford just suddenly turns into a killer and just wipes guys out.
It would be over if he gets over like that.
I think that, and that's the part that I think you guys, it's the adjustments that Errol can make in fight. That's what
you want to compare his adjustments to Terence Crawford's adjustments.
I know Terence can.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in that Sean Porter fight, it was like Bud sort of was like ticking over through the rounds, and then suddenly I think his dad came in and said like, "You're down on the cards" or something like that. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, hang on, let me fix this. Let me sort this out," and just went and knocked him out in the next round. Or stopped him. I guess Kenny had to step in and stop it, but he knocked him down twice.
Different, very different. Yeah. That's why I say, like, I agree with you 100%. Like, Crawford is a special fighter. Whilst Errol is a strong guy and he's going to be there and he's going to make it very difficult and he's going to hurt Crawford. Crawford is just going to become what he needs to be and get the job done.
Yeah.
I can't even say this guy's name, so we just stick with Mean Machine, but. Again, it's been said Crawford got dropped by Mean Machine.
Yeah, but whenever Crawford gets hurt, Kavaliauskas. Yeah, no, Kavaliauskas is good. He's like a top 10 guy, but he got hurt, and he wasn't. It did not have any effect on him. It was like he got hurt against Gamboa as well. Not hurt, but he got rocked a little bit against Gamboa. Every time he gets hurt, he just it's like he's a Super Saiyan. He just goes to the next level. And it's just like, and I don't even think he's ever gone to his top level. I think maybe it would happen against Errol, but like getting hurt doesn't matter for Crawford.
A miracle will stop for that fight. It'd be incredible. 1 second, let me. Leishan says that version of Spence was okay, but stops him levels. Let me see if there was any more. It's one that we just can't wait to see. I think we'll be surprised with what happens in that fight. I think
great.
It'll be and I just know America stops just for this one. They will stop. I want to ask you on Javonta what he said recently. That was a bad look. $1 million worth of game. Big up Gillian, I think Wallo or something. Rollo, I can't remember his name. The other guy. It's a big podcast. It's massive. So for him to say that he ain't been chasing anyone and he's not looking for none of the big fights, how do you think that makes him look? Is that will affect his legacy or how we look at him?
Yeah, like it already is. I mean, he's got such a big fan base that he's been able to get away with it. But in an era where you have George Kambosos winning against Teofimo against all the odds, and then immediately going into calling out for all the biggest names in the lightweight division, immediately going into a match with Haney, and good on both of them for taking that fight because that's risky for both of them.
Yeah.
You can't be the guy who's sitting back and saying, "Oh yeah, no, I didn't really."
Exactly.
So
it's
crazy.
It's mad, and we call these guys the kings. Yeah, one of them is just got the little bow tie and moving mad. He says he's in, but I don't know. I think he's more interested in YouTube. And then you got the other one. You got It's mad. It's then you got.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? So I think actually Tank, I give him the slight edge against everyone. Like even Lomachenko, maybe. I think he's got the best chance against Loma out of the lightweight. Like so, like I think he's got the. Yeah, like I think he's better than Haney. I don't want to see Kambosos in with him. Well, I would like to see the fight, but I don't like Kambosos' chances as much as the other guys. Like okay. I think he could be the best, but he's just been held back, and it's because Mayweather wanted to play that game where like I will not let Tank lose to another promoter's fighter, when really he's just held his career back, and maybe it's a little bit of the jealousy thing as well, possibly, but.
Yeah, it's tricky having someone like Floyd handling your affairs, man.
He ain't handling no more. Someone Tank will spark everyone except maybe Garcia. And wait, someone said this. There you go. By the way, Devin Haney's about to mess up your boy. Smallsy, do you want to respond to that?
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to deny it. Yeah, like Haney's a good boxer, but Haney is not. He's not unbeatable. Like Kambosos will be his by far the toughest fight of his life so far. And Haney, I don't think is necessarily tougher than Tio. So it's like Kambosos is the one who's actually fought at the higher level and won. So I don't know, like Haney's had the more hype, but Kambosos I think is right there with him. It's in Australia. You can't afford to coast on the cards.
Are you going? Are you going?
Hell yes, I'm going. No, you don't know how long I've been waiting for this. We get nothing. I live in Melbourne. We get nothing. There's Melbourne City right there, right? But in terms of boxing, we don't get all these. You guys don't know how lucky you are. You get these fights every weekend, or every fortnight. There's like a nice boxing fight on for you. Like we get this is a once in like 20 years. Are
you seeing it? This is what Haney's going up against, These guys not every jab will be met with a chorus. Listen. Oh my God. I hope Haney's ready, bro. Australia fans. Oh, jeez.
But let me tell you something. There's the other thing with Kambosos. It's not just that he's got the Aussie thing. He is Aussie Greek, and that's another level. Aussie Greek, you don't know how much the Aussie Greeks will come out for this.
Oh, like, right,
it's like you know how any fighter who's got that dual identity thing, like it's a bit with AJ with like he's got the UK Nigerian thing, and then your fans like get behind you so much. Like so, Kambosos is going to have an army, and it's going to be full on. It's like I know you guys talk about what's that guy from Leeds? Who's
specialist?
Yeah, Warrington.
So like that, but actually a full stadium. Like like this, they're putting it on at like a like our version of not Wembley, but somewhere in between Wembley and your O2 and that. It's going to be like 50,000 tickets.
Jesus,
so it's going to be
Jesus.
That's exciting, bro.
If he wins it, if Haney wins it, he's gonna be like Rocky in Russia, fam. USSR settings, bro. It's gonna if he can turn and make them fans chant for him at the end. It'll be amazing. If Haney does that, you can say, listen, mindset elite.
Oh, props to him if he wins it. And if especially because he would need to win it convincingly. He wouldn't be able to just steal it. He would have to win it, like properly win it. So, yeah.
Listen, big up. Smallsy, always love having you on, man. Look after yourself. Speak to you soon.
Cheers, bro.
Be blessed. Where would we be if we don't talk for the one that really comes out?
I know he's about to have some wild takes, bro.
Fury with all his heart, bruv.
Let him have his moment. Let him have his moment, fam.
Moment, bruv. Let's go, Amato.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
loud and clear, brother.
So let me just put it like this. I've said everything I've got to say about Fury. You guys have heard me for like the past 2 years. I feel like it's going to be competitive, but Fury will win. You don't expect me to say anything different. I want to talk about Conor Benn. You see, I don't know if you guys watch the NBA and the NFL. You guys watch that?
Check out just NBA, NFL a little bit. Go on, give us.
When it's time for like the draft, you hear like the scouts, like the way they evaluate the players.
Yes,
they don't evaluate their their track record in college. They evaluate their their traits, the potentials, how they're going to fare when they eventually step up at the next level. So when you guys are like, oh, why is Mikey Garcia a fight that we don't want Conor Ben fighting. We want him fighting someone that is not as accomplished. Because we all know Mikey Garcia is probably finished. And whatever he has done, that's in the past. We want someone who Ben is not going to overpower in the first 6 rounds. Because when he keeps doing that, he's not really learning anything. You're saying he's learning stuff, but he's just blowing people out in the first 6 rounds. How long can he keep blowing people out in the first 6 rounds? Okay, you say, okay, he's learning. If he does this for the next 5 fights, what has he actually learned? So you actually, to me, I would even prefer, oh yeah, I can blow these guys out, but let me fight in a different way. Like the way Tyson Fury like changed his style, like let's say mid 2013. He could easily like kept on like fighting the way he was fighting, but he chose to like change the style because he knows that he can't continue fighting like this. When he gets to the top level, he can't just go like hands up and start overpowering everyone. So that's what I want to see Ben do. He has to either change his style and not blow out the people that he can actually blow out and try and learn more skills.
Just to cut you, just to jump in.
Yeah, continue.
You're saying that he's blowing everyone out. In his last, what was this, 5 fights, he's gone the distance twice.
Yeah. I remember the one that he went the distance, the first one. So the opponent was just running.
Sebastian
the opponent was just running about. Formella came there to take a beating for 12 rounds. I want him to have to think in the fight for 12 rounds.
Granados I'm not hating on him. Went the distance. He ran. Obviously, he ran. Vargas, he blew him away. Algieri in the 4th. Like, the fact he's gone the distance twice in his last 5 fights says that he's not blowing these guys away like how you're saying.
Trav, again.
I hear what you're saying, but even getting those rounds in.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but even in that last fight, he knew that where he's going. And this guy decided from the first punch, listen, let's go for it. It literally, he's like, if I can knock you out in the first round, I will. I'm looking for it. You saw how he's saying.
But why do you want him to go in and approach it a different way? I don't understand.
Because he's talking about if you're gonna go on. Sorry, let me not take your point. Go ahead.
So like, I don't know if you like, I don't know, NFL scouts, they can have a QB that's throwing 10,000 yards, but it's not going to go first pick because they have another QB that has the metrics that's going to translate to the NFL. So Ben blowing out people can Ben blow out Crawford in 2 rounds? You're not going to give him that chance. But when you see him boxing, you're like, oh, you can develop skills that match Crawford when Crawford is a bit older and stuff like that. So that was my own point. To me, there are bad fights and good fights for Ben. I want to see Ben fight Avanesian. He could fight Crowley. These are guys he can actually beat, but his team doesn't believe he can beat them. That's the problem. He can beat Avanesian. It could be Kelly, but then let him fight those guys. Stop with the Bronas, the Mikey Garcias, because it's just good. Those guys don't want to fight anymore. They're just there for like a good payday and stuff. You get what I mean?
I hear you, but I just think you're being harsh because you're saying that he's just getting in there with guys he can blow away, but it's like you're not factoring in that blowing these guys away in the way he's doing is not easy tasks. Like blowing out Sammy Vargas in a round. These things on Algieri the way he did, these are things that these guys ain't getting treated like that.
Yeah, I mean, but like when last did those guys fight? You can be like, no one has blown Algeria out, but like Algeria in 2018 isn't Algeria in 2021. Like boxing a year off can be like a huge difference. So, let's just see.
I just think people are being really unfair on Conor Ben because it's like in other divisions, like how they're saying in the chat right now, guys don't really fight big competition until they get up to potentially getting, a world title shot. But here he is on his way up, learning as he climbs the ranks and climbs the levels. Remember how bad Conor Ben looked when he first started?
Yeah, he has improved, to be fair. But to me, the problem with Conor Ben is how they're promoting him. He's a prospect. Promote him like a prospect. Stop telling us he's a superstar. Because then you're trying to lie to the fans.
He's becoming a superstar because of the numbers that he generates.
You're his a superstar.
His personality has generated it. Bro, at the end of the day, his career's got to move at the pace it's supposed to move. If the state of his career is attracting these numbers, that cannot be helped, bro. The plan is still the plan. Eddie Hearn knew what he was going to be doing with Conor Ben from the beginning, and he's sticking to that plan. He just happens to sell crazy tickets everywhere they go. I don't understand why you should reroute your plan because now we've got a spectacle. Throw him in with the best. Why? He's not ready.
I just said the best. I don't say the best. To me, I
You
feel
said
like you
Crawford.
should stop.
You said
No, no,
Crawford
no,
like
no,
twice.
no. I said potentially. I feel like you should fight young guys. Young guys are going to hold their own in the beginning of the round so that he can think his way through the fight, not just use his athletic abilities. And finally, what was I going to talk about? Yeah, Tank Davis. Tank Davis is really good, man. You guys don't really like rate him because he hasn't really done a lot of stuff, but the guy is good, but his mentality is just off. Where his promoters like every boxer wants to box. I mean, people are like, oh, it's a business, grab your money and go out. But the reality is, you're a boxer, you want to be a world champion. You're a footballer, you want to win the highest trophies. But Tank Davis's mentality with his team is, we want to sell out the biggest arenas in America. How are you going to like eventually get the matchups you want with that kind of a mentality? Because Tank Davis can sell out a lot of places on his own. So what's the point in fighting other risky guys? You get what I
So-
mean? I'm sure
So
they
why are
like
you
want the
saying,
money.
why do you use that to defend Tank? But the same thing that you're saying about Connor is that he's not living up to his reputation.
Because although Tank and Conor Ben haven't really proven themselves, I can tell you that Tank is way more advanced than Conor Ben. You might be like, prove it, but Tank is way more advanced than Conor Ben. If they're in the same weight class, Ben is not even on the same level as Tank.
But Tank
So
is not.
that's the thing.
Tank. So you give Tank respect for not doing anything because you're saying his levels are way up more high, like his levels above Conor.
I don't respect the way he's going about his career, but I respect his skills. I think his skills
That's
right now
great.
is elite level.
That's
His skills right
crazy,
now is
bro.
elite level, but Ben's skills isn't elite
That is-
level. You
That
get
is
what I
insane,
mean?
brother.
Hold on.
Finally,
Wait, hold on.
oh,
Hold on. Here we go. Listen, Lennox in the chat. Breaking news, fam. You lot have to understand this. Bad takes galore FC, fam.
yeah. Lennox likes getting on me. I mean, he knows everything. He's a boxing genius. So I think Dillian White is a good fighter. Let me just end on this now.
Hey, that was funny though, Motto. It's the way you just
I mean, I don't like problems. He knows everything.
Motto is having a howler, fam.
Motto's had a good show.
This is a terrible showing, fam. For the exact same reason he doesn't like what Conor Ben is doing is the same reason why he likes Tank.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't like Tank. Did you hear me say I like Tank? I think you misunderstood me. I just said, I said I don't like Tank. I just like the way they're approaching it. I said I like his skills. I don't think Conor Ben has the skills to be calling himself a superstar. That's what I said.
No, he's a
I think
superstar
Dillian-
regardless of his skills, bro. He's a superstar because he's Conor Ben. That's it.
I think you could say that. I mean, everything has to mesh at the end of the day. Your skills with your
But
popularity.
Tank, you're
and
saying
everything.
Tank, but you're saying stuff about Tank. Tank ain't fighting nobody, fam. So how has Tank got your respect for the same reason that Conor Ben doesn't?
Let's move on, yeah.
No, listen, let's get.
He threw in his own towel, fam.
No, he didn't write his own towel,
He
man.
said, "Let's move on, bro."
He doesn't want to get to that.
Finally,
God, bro.
Dillian White, his weight is like a problem because I think he's gone too heavy like this past 3 or 4 fights, 654, 250 to 60. I don't think he's going to be able to like explode the way he needs to catch Tyson Fury with that left hook. His upper body is still heavy, his lower body is still thick. So I feel like that's going to be a problem for him. And
You said
Fury
Dillian's
isn't gonna exchange in the pocket. Fury isn't gonna exchange in the pocket. He's gonna like rough Dillian up in the pocket. I think I've heard people like saying, "Oh, Fury is gonna be there to here." If you notice, like the Wilder fight, he wasn't really standing in the pocket. Once he threw the shots from outside the pocket, then he got in the pocket, smothered his work, like tired Deontay Wilder and stuff like that.
So what round is Fury winning this fight for you in?
Wilder is a bit chinny, to be fair. I feel like if you're going to bet and be
White
safe,
is chinny. Did you say White? Did you just say Dillian White is chinny?
Why is a bit chinny?
Based
It's
on
like every proper shot gets his legs off. If you get what I mean. Rivers got his legs off. Joshua got his legs off. Povetkin took him out. So like it's not as if he doesn't have a chin, but like if you land well, you're going to like.
Is Tyson Fury chinny?
Yeah, but like he gets his legs back. You get what I mean? His legs like are stronger when he gets down. Or like why his legs are like
Motto, you
are
always
really
start.
strong. You get what I
Listen,
mean?
Motto, you have you are Amir Khan of the call-in show, bruv. You're quick.
I mean, I know what I'm
First-
saying. You guys
first-
make it look as if I'm
No,
talking
say
like
no,
I'm
right
talking
now.
crazy, but like I know what I'm saying.
It was good.
Maybe I'm not just
Right.
not just putting
all
it the way
Conor stuff
I'm supposed to
was-
put it, but I know what I'm saying.
all the Conor Ben stuff, I was rocking with you. I said, okay, this guy's getting, it started well and it made sense. I liked how the argument was perfect. This other stuff that you got into at the end of.
Okay, true. Let me try with the Conor Ben thing again. Eventually, they're going to have to fight the top guys. True. Eventually, they're going to have to fight the top guys. And if
Bro,
Conor Ben continues
bro,
like this,
We're gonna have to throw
how
in the
is he going
towel
to do
for you,
against
man.
the top
We're
guys?
gonna have to throw in the towel for you, bro.
Man.
Sometimes you gotta save a man from himself.
Man.
I love it, man. Look at you. So Amoto will be celebrating, maybe. I don't know who's gonna be celebrating, but we'll see on Monday. Monday Night Smoke is gonna
You'll
be
live to
Yeah,
fight again.
have a good wedding, guy. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you,
Happy
man.
wedding night. Yeah.
Take care, man.
he had some great moments though when he's like, yeah,
He started off well. It was a
But he
proper
said-
Amir Khan fight. It was an Amir Khan fight.
bro. Yeah, boxing genius. That one was funny. I don't care what anyone says. But then after
Came out.
he said, nah, let's move on. Man was in a scrap. He said, nah, I don't want to talk about.
He started off fast, landed great shots, and he just started to trust himself just that bit too much. He set the feet, boom, got caught. It was Amir Khan Canelo. That's all it was.
I love him though. All right, people.
Someone said he's a 4-round fighter.
All right, people. This is a major week. This is a big week for Trav.
Guys,
I got to get him there on time. I will get you
Come
there
on
on
now.
time, Trav. I'll make sure the rings are on me. I won't lose those bad boys. And you're doing it, bro. Trav, big up to you, man. This is
Thank you, bro.
This is a massive look, and I'm proud of you. I just want to
Thank
say
you,
that
brother.
in front of the
Appreciate that, man.
people. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man, marriage is beautiful, man. So I celebrate it. Hold on, a motto. I'm in Lagos next month. You can see me 100%.
Jeez! Oh my word.
I said that one up.
Man.
All right, cool.
Guys, don't
Yeah.
forget to grab your tickets to the watch along Saturday night. Go watch the fight with the great defeaters, man.
It's gonna be incredible.
It's gonna be cold.
Get your tickets. You know, if you're watching at home on a phone, just going
It's
outside.
long.
Don't be that person.
It's long. Tickets are £10. Get down, watch the fight with the great defeaters. Team Undefeated are going to be inside. It's going to be a great night.
It'll be incredible. Peeps.
Guys,
You
this has been a Hey, listen, bro. We did this in 2 shows, fam. It's like 2 hours here.
Gave them what they needed. Look
For
out.
real, we had to make up for last week, man. Take care, guys.
All right, peace. We gotta do that more smooth, because still here from.